Yeah, this is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, number 4, Westchester County, New York. We are in the house. I don't know how many people going to listen to this live. I don't know how many people are going to listen to this video that is going live right now. It doesn't matter because I know my true supporters are going to come over here and listen to this video. I went to work this morning. One of my homegirls, I'm going to call her Miss C, capital C, put the capital on her name. But I'm not going to tell her true name. I'm just going to keep telling y'all capital C, Miss capital C. She came out this morning and revealed what happened to her over a week ago. This woman been working jobs for this temp company over a year, 10-hour days. She caught a heart attack. A heart attack. And I asked her, what did it feel like? And she said it was pressure on her chest. It felt like somebody was hitting her heart, hitting her in her line. And a lot of our women, the older women, Miss C is not that much older than myself. Miss C is going to be turning 60 years old in a few more months. I just turned 50 not too long ago. The other woman that was on the job, she's already in her 60s. We are doing young people job. Cleaning out buildings, getting rid of the debris. We picking up the trash outside in the hot sun. But let me tell you something. This woman came out and she said, I'm going to fix us a nice meal. And she did that. She did that. Shout out to her. Shout out to Miss C. But when she told me about that heart attack, and it was another homegirl I had and another company that went under the same circumstances, heart attack. Because these women are trying to get the money to support their homes, support their families. They have families, they have children, they have grandchildren, they got great-grandchildren. I don't have none of that. I have none of it. But Miss C told me this morning, you are here for a purpose. You are here for a reason. Don't let nobody get you off your square. Don't let nobody get you off your square. Not no man, not no woman, not no YouTube, not no social media platforms. She said, baby, you can go anytime. And Miss C is taller than me. Miss C is a slim woman, slim, built, like lovely. Lovely Star Beating. You are slim. But how much can your heart take? You doing all that work you doing over there. People say, well, she just making, I don't care. stressed with that. It's stressed with any woman. The other woman, I'm gonna call her Miss M. Miss M told me, she said, Arabia, I don't know you that well, but I'm gonna tell you, stop doing all this heavy lifting. Stop working in the hot sun like the way you do. Stop working on these jobs like the way you're doing. Those young men that we go on the jobs with, some of them want to curl up in a ball somewhere. They want to sleep somewhere. Sis Rebbe got a mention. Can you talk about those young men? Any man on this YouTube app, can you talk about young men that don't want to work? The work is going on to the older people. My mother told me about this years ago. Years ago. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. She told me about this years ago. She said, Arabia, the older generation are going to be working these young people jobs. And the younger generation are going to sit at home playing on their video games, being on social media all day. Some of them are going out there sucking dick, men and women. Yes, I said it. I said it. But remember, in the old days, in the gay community, if you went to a certain house, like the house of Pandora's, the house of La Beja, the house of Extravaganza, you had to have a fucking job. You had to have something going into the house to help pay the house. That was in the old days. This is a new day and era. People talk about T.S. Madison. Oh, well, she doing it. I don't give a goddamn what she do. She take care of her mama. She worked them jobs. I remember them days I used to look at her videos. And she always had a dick. Period. Period. Look like a female and you have a dick. But she was making her money. She was building her house. She was doing whatever she had to do, and she takes care of Miss Mary. Shout out to Miss Mary. Shout out to T.S. Madison. Because she did things I could not do. I'm not beating myself up. I cannot beat myself up. When I left home years ago, I never went back. Never went back. Never visited. Never on the holidays. Never no cards for the holiday. Never nothing. Because I knew how they treated me when I was a young girl. They didn't want me there, but they wanted the money that New York State was paying to these people. And New York State does pay a stipend for these foster care children, even adopted children, to be in your home. If you adopt a child, that means that you have the means to take care of them. No. These are all broke people. Broken. It is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I went to work this morning. And one of the women was just in the hospital not too long ago. And when she looked at me this morning, she said, Arabia, do you have health insurance? Yes, I do. I'm under the same umbrella of health insurance that she is under. And she already told me, you got to lose that weight. She said, Ray, I'm slim. I'm taller than you. I suffered a heart attack. Her boyfriend had to make her go to the hospital. She lives with somebody. I don't live with anybody. I don't live with Birdman. I don't live with anybody. I'm by myself. But I already told the universe, if anything happens to me, it will be fine. I'm good with that. Shout out to the chat. Sis Rabbit got a wrench. He told me not too long ago. He said, Arabia, do not get involved with the bullshit on YouTube. Don't get involved with arguing with people. Because when I argue with people on this YouTube app, you know what it does to me? I be arguing, I expose them, I do whatever I want to them, and then 2 days I gotta recover. Emotionally, spiritually, not physically. I feel like I'm in a physical fight with different women on YouTube app. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I'm not gonna name you, but shout out to you for even coming over here. But I'm going to tell my truth. How I rose up from prison. How I rose up from the deepest, darkest parts of my life. In Personality One Love, I heard her voice. I heard the voice of Miss 504. I heard different voices on this YouTube app. I heard Armando Black. The other night, I heard D Truth. Shout out to all these YouTube creators. The only thing I try to do is live. Now, Birdman has done some things to me that is not right. And I try to talk to him about it, but he doesn't want to accept the truth. My truth, his truth is two stories. There's only one truth. It is what it is. I refuse to go down like Sergeant Crystal Reagan. I refuse. I can't let nobody else in. There's only one other person, and that person is from New York. Nobody else. No new friends. Shout out to the chat. It is what it is. And thank everybody for coming into my chat, even listening to me. Listening to me. It means a whole lot to me. It does. And it bothers me when people want to come out and just try to destroy you. I lived that life all my life. The two people I was supposed to trust more than the whole world betrayed me, threw me to the wolves, threw me to the trash of the foster care system. My parents that adopted us, they were paid a stipend every month because New York does that. They don't want you to love the child. They want you to love the money. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And shout out to the truth. The truth, you told a lot of stuff in your video the other night. I could not sit there. I had to leave. Brown skin lady, she over there doing her videos. I love brown skin lady. I don't hate her, but I know that she has other things going on. That's fine on this YouTube app. Shout out to her. Empress Lonnie with love. Yo, me and her was rocking out for a couple of months. Even Lonnie knew I was out of control. She tried to call me out about it, but she couldn't do it like the way she wanted to. Brooklyn Lady Ellie, she came out. They did this and the Brooklyn Lady Ellie, get your ass out of your goddamn bed. At least I work a job. At least I'm active. At least I need to do what I need to do. I made mistakes in my past. Yes, I did. I went to prison years ago. Sat in the belly of the beast. And I still made it out. And everybody want to know, how the hell you made it out? I didn't die like Jules. I didn't die like grandma that been sitting there for 20, 30 years. A lot of women didn't make it out of prison. I made it out. That young woman I work with, she made it out. It's a blessing. We made it out. She's younger than me. When I went to prison in 1995, that young woman I'm working with right now was 9 years old when I went in. My sisters I grew up with, one of them was 11 when I went in. The other one was maybe 12, 13 when I went in. Shout out to them. At least they tried to tell me the truth. Brown skin lady, I don't got nothing against her, but she needs to start talking the truth about the foster care system, the adoptive care system, how it works, how it twists people, how those children go into those group homes, how those children are being adopted by people that don't want them. They just want the money. Shout out to the truth. Armando Black, he comes up here every now and then. He talks about the truth, what's going on in the community, about the black women disappearing, and he is right. He is so right. Remember when we was all in school and those people was collecting the children and vans, a blue van, a white van, a tan van, a black van, whatever van it was, they was collecting the children. Some of them that was collected, they went to New Rochelle, New York, and were chained. They could not get out. They were sex slaves. I remember one night I ran away from my house because I was so distraught with everything that was going on. I could not stand those people. Couldn't stand them. Why are they so hard on me? Why are they so strict on me? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing? I ran away. You know where I went? To that Mount Vernon Train Center. Shout out to the chat. And I met a man and a woman. And the woman kept saying she lost her baby, miscarried. She wanted a child so bad because she was a little bit older at that time. I think she was like in her 30s. When I looked at her, I just looked at her and her man like they were two people in the train station. And she asked me, she said, uh, what is your name? First of all, what is your name? I told them my name. My name is Arabia. Arabia, do you want to be my child? You want to get away? Her boyfriend kept telling her, do not take that child. That child is a runaway. The police gonna be looking for her, and she's still a foster kid child. Oh, do not do this. We will go down. You know what the woman did? Gave me $3 and wished me luck. And you know what? When I went back to New York years later, I ran into the same woman. And she said, I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. And she gave me a little bit of money. She said, I know you're going through a hard time. Get out of it, Arabia. You can do it. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. But the more deeper I get, if I get so deep, people will not be able to understand. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Ghost Watchers. Shout out to my YouTube creators and my ex-YouTube creators. Because let me tell you something. On my deepest, darkest days, when I was laying in this fucking apartment, and I said, I ain't gonna do shit, I heard the voice of Miss 504. I heard the voice of Empress Lonnie Willa. And you know what I said? I said, if they can do it, I can do it. I'm not gonna give up. And I went out there and I did what I had to do. Now, unfortunately, we didn't all see eye to eye. We had to separate from each other. Shout out to Miss 504 for telling the goddamn truth about drug addiction and alcohol addiction. Shout out to her. Shout out to Empress Lonnie One Love for even talking about her life on this YouTube app. She reveals herself every day. Shout out to Rainy Hot Topics, Life Talk Rainy. She got a new channel. Shout out to her. Shout out to Really Live TV. She's a rabbit. Shout out to Sis Rabbit Got a Wrench. Shout out to him. Shout out to Pro 901. Shout out to Roll Wrench. And shout out to D Truth and Armando Black. And shout out to Nashawn Reacts. It is what it is. Shout out to Queen Regina for doing what she's doing. Everybody don't agree with what she's doing. It is what it is. Shout out to Sister T for doing what she's doing. Shout out to Brown Skin Lady for doing what she's doing. Shout out to every woman on this sector. All the men on this sector. Shout out to all of us. And shout out to our chat members and our subscribers. Because they don't have to listen to us. They can let us go into the dust, into the darkness. Shout out to all of you for even riding with me. Shout out to you. It is what it is. Now I'm full, which is New York. I'm ending this live video. It is what it is. We will see each other in another video or probably another chat. Shout out to Barbie Girl Tina for being as strong as she is. Shout out. It is what it is. 914 Westchester County, New York. I'm leaving this video. No link. Maybe the link couldn't even be dropped. Everybody, shout out to y'all. Trey Spectives, shout out to you. You're a veteran. Shout out to all the veterans. Thank you for your service for this country. You know where we've been going. And if anybody want to do me a favor, read the book that Angela Davis did a couple of years ago. When They Come. I believe that's the title. Angela Davis. Shout out to Tupac Shakur. Shout out to Hefty. Shout out to Pete Rock. Shout out to CL Smooth. CL Smooth is my cousin. Yes. His grandmother and my grandmother are sisters. Shout out to him. It is what it is. I'm on Fort Worth, New York. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. We will see each other in another video. I love all of you. Thank you for coming over. It is what it is. I can't repair the past. I can't repair what's going on right now. I can't even foresee what's going on in the future. But one of my homegirls reached out to me today, and before we went on that job, and she suffered a heart attack. My other homegirl from the other company suffered a heart attack. And these women have done so much to raise their children, to do what they had to do. And they did it the right way. They went out and got a job. They worked somewhere. They hustled their money. They made plates of food. Whatever they had to do. These black women. Shout out to you. It is what it is. I'm not perfect. But when that woman told me that today, and she said, you will see the signs. I don't feel them. I don't see them. I don't hear them. I don't see none of these signs for a heart attack. And these women are much slimmer than myself. They're much taller than myself. It is what it is. Now, Westchester County, New York, we out of here.